Hey everyone, so the more observant among you may have noticed that I've not been doing any Evo content of late, and if you follow me on Instagram you'll know the reason for that. And basically the reason is that I haven't had either car here at the house for going on 5 months or more because they've been away having all kinds of work done. But the silver car is at Auto-gruppen in Mellerud, and Nada called me yesterday to tell me that it was ready to collect. So let's go and pick it up. So Auto-gruppen is in a place called Mellerud, which is about an hour away, 60 kilometres from where we live, on some glorious Swedish country roads, like amazing roads getting there. I love it, love it, love it. Or the alternative, public transport, one train, one bus, 2 hours 30 minutes. So kind of no-brainer really. Decided take my mum's car and go pick the Evo up, leave my mum's car there, and then go and get my mum's car at a later date. And I thought it'd give me a bit of time to kind of get you up to date really on what's been happening and what we're hopefully going to do in this video. Okay, so what has been going on with the cars? Well, I've been busy with the Pulsar, of course, which is good that I've had the Pulsar to be busy with, because otherwise I'd have probably gone insane. But I bought the black Evo. I've got 2 Evos. I bought the black Evo because it had some cool parts on it that I wanted for the silver car ultimately. So I thought, buy a car with the parts fitted, swap the parts with my car, which is a good car with good parts anyway, so it's not like giving it shit parts, but not exactly the parts that were on the car, and then sell the black car on. So that was the plan, and I managed to find the garage called The Pit in Vänersborg to do the kind of monkey work, so to speak, of swapping over all the parts. And that was maybe 4 months ago, something like that, maybe 5 months ago. And that work was done. It took a while because we were waiting for parts, waiting for head gaskets and things like that, waiting for bolts and studs, one-way valves and all kinds of things. But the work got done and really happy with it. And then the plan was to then take the cars to Auto-gruppen, for Auto-gruppen to give the cars a once-over because they are the Evo experts, and then tune the cars, get the black car in a position where it's all good for a new owner, and then sell the black car. And that's what I did basically. I sold the car as soon as it was tuned by Auto-gruppen. I already had a buyer, a guy called Christian, who's become a friend now, and he actually came to see the car the day after I got it, and it was always the plan to sell it, and he knew all my plans and what I wanted to do, and all credit to him, he stuck with me all this time and waited patiently, and as soon as the car was ready he come and took it. It didn't go according to plan at Auto-gruppen with the black car. I thought it was just going to be a tune and then wave goodbye, but it had fueling issues, and then we thought the rear diff had gone boom, which it turned out it hadn't. So extra money there that I wasn't expecting to spend, but it got sorted, and I think the car was making 360 wheel horsepower, 440 wheel newton meters, and that was a 0.8 bar of boost. So Christian seemed very happy and still seems very happy, and that's it, the black car gone. So I had 2 Evos, and I used to call them the silver car and the black car, but now the silver car is just my car. So my car, the silver car, having all this work done at the pit, having parts swapped over and stuff, took a long time, and with it taking such a long time, a guy I follow on Instagram who was building a Time Attack Evo with all these chick parts decided to strip the car and sell all the parts. So he got in touch with me and said, did I want to buy all these things? And me being idiot that I am, I said yes please. So I ended up buying from him manifold, exhaust manifold and downpipe from V-Body, who are very kind of reputable here in Sweden. I bought their manifold, bought a Turbo Smart something 45 HP blah de blah, yeah, wastegate. Bought that, bought a turbo, bought Garrett GTX 3576R Gen 2 turbo, and I also bought a so I'm just trying to remember where I'm going on the road, and I also bought a Drive Shaft Company carbon fibre prop shaft. Don't know if you can hear that weird squeaking noise, but this car does it from time to time, and I think it just wants to join in the conversation. Anyway, so I bought all that, paid a fair amount of money for it, which changed the kind of moved the goalposts with the car going to Auto-gruppen. So now Auto-gruppen had extra work to do. So all good basically. Took the car to Auto-gruppen and they started doing the work. And that is when I started to have a few problems with my car. So we had the manifold coated and the downpipe coated, and they tried to put the radiator, they fitted all the parts, they tried to put the coil radiator in, and they even tried with a standard radiator, and it wouldn't fit with the manifold or the wastegate. So all that money on coating the manifold, buying the manifold, and the work of fitting it down the drain. I was crying a little bit when that happened, but that happened, and I was given two options. Either number one, fit a half-size radiator. They said don't do that for a road car, it's not great, you need the cooling surface area, and I agreed with them. And fit a half-size radiator, or get yourself a new manifold made by Auto-gruppen, and new downpipe and new wastegate, because the HP wastegate, I believe, only has like a 2.5 bar spring in it, which is insane. That would have just been like ridiculous power. So decided, okay, in for a penny, in for a pound. It's more than once that I'd say that. Get them to build me manifold, get it coated, so everything came off, all new stuff was made, all new stuff was fitted. Costs started going up and going up, of course, and all that got done, and then the car was ready for the dyno. Just before we get to the dyno part, I forgot to add that they were also fitting a JM Racing manifold and I think an EMS fuel rail onto my car. That all went swimmingly, although there was a leak with the manifold, and then there was a leak with my throttle body, so that was annoying. And the pipe work, I wanted them to change one of the pipes for the intercooler, and they ended up changing all the pipes, and they ended up changing the blower valve for me too. So again, lots of cool things, but lots of work that I didn't anticipate, and lots of cost that I didn't anticipate. I'm not going to tell you how much this has cost in the end, because it's a very scary number, but anyway, it is what it is. I say in for a penny, in for a pound. So we got ourselves to the dyno session, and the plan was that the car would be on the dyno and it would be tuned, and I would just kind of come along, pick it up, super happy. My goal was 650 wheel horsepower, that's what I wanted. When the car went to them, apparently it was 506 or 509 wheel horsepower on the old turbo. So I thought 650 with all the mods that it had was like a nice figure. That's the figure that I wanted. So they started tuning the car, had a few little niggles with it, but they called me up maybe midday yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I'm losing track of time. Anyway, they called me up and said, okay, we have maxed out your 1300cc injectors. They are running at 100%, which is not great, and you are currently at 530 wheel horsepower. What do you want to do? And I said, oh, they changed the fuel pressure regulator, by the way, from a fuel lab one that wasn't regulating properly to a radium one. So that's another little thing added in. But they said, what do you want to do? And I said, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. You've got to kind of sort the injectors out, haven't you? And they said, well, we've decided, we've worked out that 1600cc injectors are kind of what you need to get to the goal that you have. So they had 6 for a Supra, they didn't have 4, so I had to buy 6 because they're all kind of matched to each other. So I have 2 spare injectors, nice. But injectors were fitted yesterday, and they went off tuning the car. I sat at home holding my thumbs, praying to the gods of petrol headedness that everything would be okay. And I got a graph from Nader later in the afternoon, and a message from him saying no more boost for you. And I thought, what does this mean? Opened up the graph, got the final figures, and yeah, they gave me what I wanted. So the car is now making 663 wheel horsepower and 770 wheel Newton meters. Now bear in mind, I haven't driven this car that much at all, but I haven't driven this car with this setup, with the carbon prop shaft, with the solid engine mounts, with everything else that's been done. It's been months since I've driven it, so it's going to be kind of fun, I hope, to pick the car up today, have a look round it of course first, show you all the bits and pieces, but then drive it home on some of these wonderful roads. It's going to be really interesting to see, so you're going to get like the very first reaction from me with this setup and this power, and you're going to get to be there when I experience it for the first time. I don't know what it sounds like or anything, so hopefully it will be exciting. Anyway, I'm going to get on and drive these wonderful country roads, and then I will pick up the action when I've picked up the car.
One eternity later.
Okay, so you might have noticed I'm in a different car now. I picked the car up and I'm driving, squeaky brakes, on the dirt road, which is perfect rally car road, you would argue, from Auto-gruppen to get back onto proper road again. So I'm going to do this in a bit of a like arse about face way, do a little bit of a in-car video now, talking to you and seeing how it responds. I've not put my foot down yet, and then I'll stop, show you the work on the car, and then we'll hopefully get some footage, more action like footage like at the front of the car and stuff. But I'm just about to get onto the proper road now. But yeah, the reason I didn't do any videoing at Auto-gruppen is because they were about to go on holiday and I didn't want to waste their time with me dicking around with the camera, and they also don't want people to see other customer cars because it's you know, it's private. So I thought I'd respect that and get away from the place before sort of videoing. So we're in second gear. We're doing 3,000 RPM. Not really putting my foot down. In third gear now, we're doing 3,000 RPM. Let's see what happens when I put my foot down in a second. Just gotta wait. I'm just looking at the map down here. Got to wait for a slightly straight bit of road, just because I haven't driven the car since all this work's been done, and I don't want to put my foot down in a tight corner, and then yeah, that wouldn't be fun, would it? Well, it would be fun, but it might not be fun if I end up on my roof in a ditch. So yeah, I'm being safe, which is unusual for me sometimes. But car sounds great, it feels great. So far so good, the tune seems really nice, it's really smooth and everything. It's a different car already than it was, and your vibrations you can probably hear, that's the solid engine mounts, and probably get used to that, but that's a bit weird too, like getting a massage in your hands while you're driving. But anyway, let's get onto a straighter bit of road, shall we? And yeah, put foot down a little bit. Okay, that was like 15% throttle because I'm in the twisties, but wow, you can feel the anger there waiting to be released. On these twisty roads, but yeah, it's yeah, need better brakes already. Like not even hitting a bar and boost, and it's tuned to 2. roads are glorious. We'll see in a little bit, hopefully. Goosebumps. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't even see my legs. Hell. Just hell. Me. I've slowed right down because I've shit my pants. No. Hell. That's quick. Let's see if we've got a straight road coming up. We have a little bit. Let's see if I can get some footage on the front of the car, I think. Let's have a go at that. Holy shit. That's insane. Sorry, that's insane. Okay, so the more observant among you, again, may have noticed that I'm now parked up, and you may even have noticed that I'm at home. And if you noticed that, then I'm a bit scared, to be honest. But you'd be correct, and then you may be thinking, where's all the footage, Mark, of you going sideways in the forest, doing a Stig Blomqvist, and doing all kind of heroic manoeuvres, and where's all the footage, damn it, where's all the footage? And you're not wrong, I've not looked at the footage yet. I hope it's decent. You'll find out in this video, of course, when I edit it together later. But The reason why there isn't more footage in this particular video, two reasons why. First one is I parked up in a forest that I'd scouted out that looked awesome to go do like the talking through the engine bay and so on and so forth and to give you my thoughts. But as soon as I got out of the car, I was just eaten alive by forest bugs and things, and I thought, don't fancy this idea, don't want to be found dead in a forest. So I gave up on that and thought, okay, I'll do that bit at home. But then as I was driving, filming, I looked at my fuel gauge and I noticed that when I went round the corners, it was in low single digits. And I thought, I'm still 40 kilometers away from home. I don't want to run out of fuel on this day today, as my kids say. So I just put it in comfort mode, took it easy, and just got the car back home and thought, we can do it another day. Yeah, so we will have a look at the engine bay in a minute, and I'll just talk you through what's been done to the best of my memory. But just before that, I just thought I'd give you my feedback, because I know when I was filming some of the footage, especially the in-car footage, probably not very descriptive and just me making stupid noises and swearing a lot. This car, it's just been transformed. I mean, I've not driven it in 5 months, something like that, and it's had a lot of work done to it in that time, like a lot of work done to it, like substantial work, like differentials, all kinds of things have been done, and I wasn't sure what to expect. The engine mounts being now Powerflex, being polyurethane, when the car is idling, maybe it's picked up in the video, but when the car is idling, it's a pig, and you're getting a massage through the steering wheel, and it's noisy and it's uncomfortable and everything's rattling. But when you start moving, it all goes away and it's all smooth and it's wonderful. And I've got to say, like, having had cars with solid engine mounts before, they're just brilliant. Maybe not on a road car, but on a track car or a car that you want to drive hard and fast, they are just so worth the money. They compromise the car for daily use, absolutely, but the way that this thing now takes the corners and there's no sort of movement from the engine at all, it's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. And the tune that Nader's done is just immense, like immense. I mean, I knew the guy was good, but yeah, I wasn't like, those who know me know that I'm quite poker face and I don't often show emotion and things because I'm a bit special with my needs. But yeah, I can't really like pretend and fake stuff. Putting my foot down in this car was just utterly ridiculous, like utterly ridiculous. And I would honestly say that on the country roads, on a racetrack, you'd be fine, I'm sure, but on the country roads around here, I would honestly say that I've probably achieved my goal of making it undrivable. It is that quick. It's like you put your foot down, boost kicks in, you've got to change gear instantly because it's at the red line, and then you're in a tree. So yeah, it's I said to Nader, I said, I want theatre, I want drama. I don't drive my cars much, so when I do, I want them to be utterly stupid. And the fact that this car gave me actual freaking goosebumps, which is the first time a car's ever done that in my life, that kind of says a lot, really. So I am very happy with this, and I look forward to driving it more once I've got some fuel in it, and spending a bit more time with it and getting to know it, and obviously putting like the back carbon in and doing a few little tweaks here and there as I do. But let us have a look at the engine bay, and then that'll be it for this little video. Here we are. This is what has been done to the car. Hopefully you can hear me okay with the mic, but it has changed so much. The guys at Auto-gruppen were really keen to show me themselves when I went to get the car just how much it's changed, but it has changed a lot. I'll try and put a picture up in the video to show you the before, but the main thing is this gorgeous ceramic coated custom manifold from Andreas Auto-gruppen. There's our sexy Garrett GTX 3576R Gen 2 turbo, and here is our lovely yellowing Turbo Smart wastegate there. I'm not sure what spec it is, but it's the spec that you should have. And you can see now the nice HKS belt. We've got the Kevlar belt and the AEM cam pulleys there, and then there's other pulleys that have been changed down there, and we've got all the nice sort of lines, and the car now runs 4 EGT sensors, so you can monitor each cylinder individually and adjust them accordingly, which is pretty cool. We've got a nice massive now super low down K&N filter and a stupidly big pipe here going into the turbo, and Andreas has made also this sprayed black intercooler pipe for me because I wanted a new one, but he's actually replaced all of the pipe work. Well, you can't see it, probably just see it down there actually. Maybe it's all black now, so he's replaced all of that for me, and we've got a nice Turbo Smart race port blow-off valve. So not got the SSQV anymore, and the reason why I've not got the SSQV is because Auto-gruppen said that that's not a particularly great blow-off valve, not when you've got big power. So I listened to them and I swapped it out, so there you go. And there's our sensor there, teed in all nice, our new boost controller there, and we've now got two nice radium filters on the catch cans, and these have been kind of rerouted. And of course this is a different cover, and the head has changed too. We've now got Brian Crower 272 cams, and we've now got Cometic head gasket, we've got ARP custom age studs, and we've got ARP stainless bolts there for the manifold and what have you. And this is quite sexy too, if you can see it. We've got a rather nice EMS injector fuel rail there, and we've got 1600cc injectors now. And then this little thing here we've also got is our JM Fabrications race intake manifold with all these kind of custom mounts on it. And the final thing that I can see, I can show you in the engine bay, you can just see it there, maybe get down here, is a radium fuel pressure regulator with fuel pulse something control thing, not sure what it was. Some things are a little bit beyond me, as you may have guessed from how I'm describing this stuff, but yeah, there we go. It's looking good. I am really impressed with how this has turned out. You cannot see, sadly, you can't see the drive shaft company carbon prop shaft and some of the bits underneath like the RS diff and what have you, but those things have been done too. But yeah, I am really happy with this, and hopefully this video has been decent enough, and we need to do another video very soon, of course, and I will do my best to do that. So thank you for watching. Do a few more little views now of the engine bay, and that is it for this video.